Sarah Faith Alterman, and you're watching ThePhoenix.com.
I put a spell on you.
Just last week, over the long President's Day weekend, a curiously sexy event took place in famously frosty Boston. For a few hours, the city's puritanical reputation took a backseat to the Great Boston Burlesque Exposition, a 4-day bacchanal of boobs, buns, and pasties celebrating the lost art of the striptease. The local performers at the stoic John Hancock Conference Center ranged from the Boston Baby Dolls, a troupe of purists, to Through the Keyhole Burlesque, a band of kitschy rockabilly chicks. They included Babes of Boycland, a group of socially conscious modernists led by a former ballerina, and Thick, a collection of self-described fatties whose dance moves are larger than life. It's no secret that burlesque, after lying dormant for decades, is enjoying a national revival. The Pussycat Dolls have turned a Hollywood burlesque act into top 40 teen idol superstardom, and bombshell Dita Von Teese has seen her signature chick in a giant martini glass routine outlive her marriage to Marilyn Manson. Boston may seem an odd choice for a burlesque convention, but for all of its puritanical lineage, the hub actually has a rich and racy history. Not far from where the Baby Dolls, Through the Keyhole, Thick, and Babes in Boycland were strutting their stuff, sits Government Center, in the neighborhood that used to be known as Scully Square and the site of the old Howard Theater. Built in 1845 by a sect of doomsday cultists, the Howard became a music hall, burlesque house, and movie theater that played host to everyone from John Wilkes Booth and Lou Costello to Minsky's burlesque star Ann Corio and an exotic Indian dancer called Princess Lahoma. A half-century after Boston's burlesque heyday ended, Boston is now home to at least a half-dozen burlesque troupes, each with its own vision of what a revival should look like. Many of these troupes were on display at the Exposition. Some of the performers took pride in recreating the elaborate handmade Victorian costumes of an earlier era. Even Queer Eye for the Straight Guy's Jay Rodriguez got into the act, appearing on Saturday night in a corset provided by one of the many vendors who were on hand to service what has become a growing cottage industry. But the burlesque revival isn't all nostalgia. One troupe, dressed in police blues, disrobed while dancing with those dreaded Aqua Teen Hunger Force Mooninites that brought the city to a standstill last month. It was, to say the least, a disarming performance. For more on this story, stay tuned to ThePhoenix.com. I'm Sarah Faith Alterman.